Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. The reason I'm making this video is because I want to share my experience about a kidney stent that was put on me. I had a very traumatic experience, and it's a bit rare in my case, but I really want to share my experience. This is going to be a short version. I will be making another video. It's going to be a lot longer with a lot more details. So let's start. So, well, what happened was I woke up I had COVID at that time. It didn't help, but COVID was quite mild for me. We all had COVID at home. It was quite mild. I was at the ending stages of it. And then when practically COVID was wearing off, I went into hospital because I had a really bad stomach pain in the morning. So I went to A&E. They done a few blood tests and urine samples, and they said, yeah, it's most probably a kidney stone. Okay. Now, my treatment at Southampton General Hospital, it was absolutely disgusting. And it's not to do with the nurses. The nurses are absolutely wonderful. They do an amazing job. This is mainly to do with the urology team. The way I was treated is, honestly, it makes me a little bit mad, So what happened is I went there in the morning, and because of the surgery you have to have an empty stomach. So practically I had nothing to eat for the whole week. Eventually I got surgery on the Friday. There was no communication between the urology team and the nurses. I kept asking the nurses, I goes, look, I need some food. If I'm not going to get operated today, I need some food or some water. She goes, well, we can't give you anything because the doctors there haven't got back to us, the urology team. And I honestly thought I was going to die. So Monday, Tuesday wasn't too bad. It was just mainly waiting. Wednesday I began to get a little bit sick. Wednesday night I began to get very sick. And Thursday, I honestly thought I was going to die. I had no energy whatsoever. This is one good point that I want to make, guys. Your health is really important, and just be very careful what you sign. Practically, the nurse, not the nurse, the doctor from the urology team, she came up to me and she asked me, you want to get operated? And I'm thinking in my head, I was so bad, I was so sick, I was really weak. I'm thinking in my head, what do you think I'm doing in here? What do you think I'm doing in here? Of course I want surgery. What have you been doing all this time? So she like, okay, sign here then. So I signed a piece of paper. I was never told what kind of procedure I was going to have. I honestly thought, like I said before, I thought I was going to be in and out of the hospital. They were going to remove the stent and that was the end of it. Nope, that was not. So eventually on the Friday, she came out again and she goes, no, you'll definitely get operated tonight, no matter what. She got me to sign another piece of paper, and I don't think I was well enough for surgery, to be honest. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like I said, I honestly thought I was going to die. I was that sick because of COVID, because of them leaving me hungry for 4 or 5 days with no food and no water. It was disgusting. And then they put the stent in, and the pain, honestly, oh my God. It was awful. It was really awful. That was the first night I couldn't get any sleep. That was on the Friday night. Then Saturday, I had a few more implications afterwards, but it was mainly to do with COVID. It wasn't to do with the stent. But the pain of the stent, I never had any pain like it before. It was like, the best way to describe it, it was like us having electric shocks going up and down your spine and the back of your skull constantly. Boom, boom. It's like, oh, it was awful. It was really awful for me. They sent me home on Wednesday. This is a week and a half later. They sent me home on Wednesday, and I was just in so much pain. I wasn't sleeping at all. While I was in the hospital, I did ask for some sleeping tablets, and they did give them to me, and they worked. But the pain, honestly, the pain, it was really awful. I came home, not sleeping. I went to A&E about 5 times after the surgery, after I got discharged from the hospital. And on the third or fourth time, I ended up spending the night there. And one of the doctors from the urology team, she kind of got really kind of angry with me. She was just not happy that I was there. It's sort of like, why you keep complaining that, so there's nothing we can do about it. She's sort of saying that. It's like, why you keep complaining? Why are you here? And I'm thinking in my head, I'm normally very polite. I didn't say anything because I'm normally quite quiet and polite. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm not here for the pleasure, and we all know that every time you go to A&E, you're not going to be in and out. You're there for about 4 to 5 hours. It's a long period of time, so you're not going there for pleasure, you're going there for a reason. And then she said to me, you're just gonna have to bear with pain, just keep having painkillers, keep hydrated, which I was drinking about 4 liters per day of water, and I was taking the painkillers every 4 hours, but they weren't doing nothing. Like I said, I was generating a lot of blood. They said that was normal. They sent me home, and like I said, I went there one more time, and they say, look, you just kind of have to wait for the appointment. There is nothing else we can do here for you. You're just gonna have to wait for that appointment. And I was like, I was really desperate for some help, really desperate. I was looking at different options. Anyway, the letter got through. I think it was about a week later. Like I said, I wasn't sleeping. I called up the GP. I told her what was going on. I told her, look, I'm having issues sleeping. She gave me some kind of sleeping tablets. They only work for one night. They stopped working. A whole week with no sleep again. She prescribed me something stronger. They only work for one night. They stopped working. Another whole week with no sleep. Right about that time, I think is when I got the letter. This is kind of end of December, I believe it was. I got a letter at the end of December, beginning of January, saying that practically that I was gonna have to go to hospital, and they were gonna have to remove the stone and put a new stent, replace it with a new one. It was something like that. I think I went there for an interview, and they told me that. I was really desperate. The pain, it was so much pain, honestly. And at that time, obviously, COVID had gone, but the pain, I was still having like electric shocks up and down the spine and the back of my skull. And I had options. I was looking at options. I was looking to go private. I found out it was going to cost me £5,000. I'm thinking, yes, I'm willing to spend that money. When can we do it? She said 3 weeks time. So it was roughly the same time from the original letter from the NHS when they told me to go. And I'm thinking, well, it's not really point wasting that kind of money. If it's gonna be the same, if it's gonna be roughly the same date, I mean, what's the point going private? I was looking to go abroad, but because of the COVID restrictions at that time, there was a lot of flight restrictions and countries, you had to go into quarantine, and that it was just very difficult. I was really desperate. Anyway, after a few weeks not sleeping, I developed anxiety. I began to get really anxious, and then not long after, depression. It was really strange because I'm one of those persons that I had little compassion for people that had anxiety and depression. I'm thinking, you got anxiety and depression, you need to get yourself a job. Go and get a job. That's what you need. That was my attitude to it. Now that I've been through it, that I'm going through it, I totally understand now what anxiety and depression is, and it is really awful. It's really, really awful. But anyway, so all this time I was in pain. I had lost my job because unfortunately 2 weeks before I went into hospital back in December, I started a brand new job, and this job is one of those jobs that you retire. You know, it was gonna be a job for life. I was so looking forward to work for that company. Worked for them for 1 week, and then went off sick. And just my luck. I've never ever been sick of work, not even one day, never. I've always, even if I'm feeling sick, I still go into work. I've always been a workaholic all my life. And also, once in a while, I used to do nights out. So I used to sleep in the truck. And I used to sleep in the truck on the side of the lay-by. A good 8 to 9 hours heavy sleep. It was no issue. So going from that to absolutely nothing, it's very difficult on your body to take all that. But anyway, it was really bad. I had a very bad experience. It was really, really traumatic. I went into hospital. They removed the stone and they put a new stent in. They replaced it for a new one. They said that I had to wait a further 2 weeks, and I was like, no. I was like, I can't handle it. I said, is there any way you cannot do it? They said, no, we have to put a new one, standard procedure. And I was just destroyed. Anyway, so that's what they ended up doing. Then 2 weeks later I went back and they took it off. I honestly thought that was kind of be the end of it, but it wasn't. Practically the damage had already been done. You know the brain is very delicate, and I think the damage has been done. All the nerves down there going up and down my spine, something electronically, some connections in my brain that, how can I say, something happened. I don't know if it's destroyed something, but the pain was that big. Everyone is different. Yeah, for me, like for example, when I was younger, when I was about 18 years old, I got myself a tattoo at my lower back, and there is a lot of bone in there, not a lot of meaty, And I was still feeling the pain. About a year later, I was still feeling the pain. It wasn't that bad, but I was still feeling the pain, Also, I had a vasectomy done, and I was still feeling the pain. Roughly, it wasn't intense pain. It was at the beginning. It was for about 2 months. It was very painful, very difficult to walk, and very difficult to lift up things. Just don't lift up anything. It was really, really bad. And yeah, so a few years later, I was still feeling the pain. It wasn't bad, but I was still feeling the pain from the vasectomy. So everyone is different when it comes to pain. I had friends that they had a vasectomy. They say, I just went to work the following day, didn't feel anything. I was like, okay. So for me, having, like I said, recovery takes a lot longer. My body takes a lot longer, and also my body doesn't like to have any foreign objects at all. I've been unable to go to work. Like I said, I've suffered from anxiety and depression. Not as bad as before, but I'm still on antidepressants at the moment, and it has totally ruined my life. I just really wish the doctors would listen to me and they will remove the stent at the beginning. Like I said, I understand this is a very rare case, but sometimes the doctors really do need to listen to the people, to the patients. I hate it when some people says, oh, stop complaining, the NHS is wonderful and it's free. We need to think about it. The NHS is not free. We all pay into it, It's not cheap, and the more you earn, the more you pay. So it's not cheap at all. And yes, sometimes they do an amazing service, but sometimes they do a disgusting service. For me, it was a really, really bad experience, the whole service. Also, another thing I forgot to mention that it was quite important. I ended up in 3 different psychiatric hospitals. I ended up having a lot of suicidal thoughts because of the lack of sleep, because I was not getting any sleep at all. You know, the brain is a very powerful thing, like I was saying, and it's just amazing, you know, having suicidal thoughts. I don't have them anymore, but like I said, I ended up being put under section 2 and 3. I ended up going to Melbury Lodge in Southampton, Antelope House in Southampton. Then I ended up going to Parklands, Basingstoke, and then Melbury Lodge in Winchester. It's completely destroyed my life. It's been 8 months now. I still cannot get any sleep with AIDS, and even now, like I am now, I feel like I'm inside a bubble. I feel like I'm not really in control of my body. I be like deja vu. I don't know, it's just a really weird feeling, you know? But it really has destroyed my life. I don't understand, because obviously I was speaking with my uncle, and my uncle said that he had a stent put in, but it was only for 3 days. This is back in South America. Every country, you know, different regions, they do it differently. So I'm just wondering, where is this? Maybe is there any scientific proof that you had to have the stent there for like minimum of, I don't know how many weeks? I mean, I don't know. But stents are not for everyone, you know. And like I said before, this is a very rare case. It's extremely rare, but it has destroyed my life. I really feel the NHS, they just don't really care. They really don't care about me. The damage has already been done. I have got a care support worker. He's a good guy, but I mean, like I said, he's completely destroyed my life. This stent has destroyed my life, and I will, like I said, I will be making another video with a lot more details. Thank you for watching this video, and you know, keep in mind that, you know, your health is more important than work. You know, keep that in mind. You only get one health. You know, jobs, you can find lots of different jobs, but your health is for life. So thank you for watching this video. Take care. Bye.